Calm down, Auntie Kemi. It's the UK and not heaven. Calm down. Who offended you? Kilo day. Like, calm down. If there was anybody like you, Auntie Kemi, when you were born in 1980, you wouldn't be here today talking and knocking rules and regulation to immigrants. I have never heard her talk about the positive contribution that the immigrants are making in the UK. She doesn't. You see, this disrespect, African leaders, you are the ones bringing it to us. Okay, guys, it's like UK Conservative Party leader, Mrs. Kemi Badenoch, just doesn't want to use her two eyes to see immigrants in the UK. Yes, let's talk like her, in the UK. Because I don't understand. What have they done to you? Like these laws you're putting that you want to put by the time you become the prime minister, like you just don't even want anybody to come to the UK. What have you guys done to Auntie Kemi? Because what you have done was more than what the policeman did to her brother when they stole her brother's shoes. Because I don't get it. You see that anger of what policemen did to her brother? She's going to take it out on all of you immigrants. She will. Oh, she will.
Britain is our home. It's not a hotel. It's time to tell the truth on immigration and propose real plans to do something about it. I want to reduce immigration and make living here actually mean something. We need to change the way our immigration system works. So I'm announcing that the Conservative Party is going to do the following things differently. 1. If you want to stay in our country permanently and apply for indefinite leave to remain, the time you have to live here before you apply will increase from 5 years to 10 years. 2. You will have to be a net contributor with a high enough salary, especially if you want to bring family members with you. And if you've got a criminal record, you're banned. 3. If you've claimed benefits or need social housing, you can't even apply. 4. We will increase the time before you can apply for a British passport from 12 months to 5 years, meaning it will take a minimum of 15 years to start an application. 5. If you enter this country illegally or outstay your visa, you will be banned from ever gaining leave to remain or a passport.
Calm down, Auntie Kemi. It's the UK and not heaven. Calm down. Who offended you? Kilo day. Like, calm down. You see, I know that when you call immigrants, you're not talking about Nigerians alone, right? But Nigerians are triggered when you talk because of what you have been talking about Nigeria, in recent times. We feel personally attacked when you talk. I am not just going to sit down here and sound like I don't want people to put laws in their countries. By all means, everyone should put laws in their countries. Nigeria also have their laws too, right? But it sounds awkward coming from Kemi Badenoch. Yes, it does sound awkward. Knowing full well that you are a huge beneficiary of a system you're just trying to set confusion and scatter and dismantle, like you were a huge beneficiary. That is why you can stand here today and talk or be who you are today. You were born in 1980. That was like you were like the last batch of children who benefited from UK birthright citizenship. Like when you're born, immediately you become a citizen because your mom actually went there to give birth to you and then went back to Nigeria until you went back to the UK again when you were 16. So then if there was somebody, so okay, after that, a year after, they enacted the law that ended, birthright citizenship automatically, except one of your parents or your parents, both are from the UK. So you see, she was like the last batch of people who benefited. because I'm sure maybe her parents weren't UK citizens, or they were just like immigrants, like everyone else. So if there was anybody like you, Auntie Kemi, when you were born in 1980, you wouldn't be here today talking and knocking rules and regulation to immigrants. You wouldn't be here. So you benefited from a system you just want to look like after you have crossed, you want to break it. Or you just want to burn the bridge. Like, sister, calm down. Like I said, it's the UK, not heaven. In any way, heaven is the goal. Heaven is the goal. Like, I don't get it. So you see, in this video, she said a lot of things. So I'm just going to try to break it down a bit in the best way I can. Yeah. So if you get into the UK or you travel to the UK legally, and now you want to apply for indefinite leave to remain in the UK, before you do that, you have to stay for about 5 years before you start applying. That's like the US green card. Yeah. So you have to stay for like 5 years. Now, Auntie Kemi is saying it's no longer 5 years, that you have to stay 10 years before you start applying. And for you to even apply, there is some kind of amount you should have been earning in the UK. Some kind of, like, you more or less you have to be contributing positively, like hugely, money-wise, into the UK. So what they're trying to say in essence is that if you're like somebody who doesn't have a high-paying job, you may not qualify based on Auntie Kemi's rule that she wants to enact. If she becomes the prime minister, you will not qualify. Now, the other one is that means what it is saying, that you have to be a net contributor. That means you have to have a high salary. That's what Auntie Kemi is saying. Now, if you have a criminal record, don't bother. Auntie Kemi is saying, don't bother applying. Now, if all the while you were in the UK, you've claimed the benefits, you've used social housing, you've like any of their social benefits, don't bother. You will not qualify. If you entered into the country illegally, don't even bother. That one is even, you don't even stand a chance. Don't even bother. That is if you enter illegally, or after you entered, or maybe you entered legally, but you now overstayed. Auntie Kemi said, don't bother. Now, if after you have stayed for those who have applied for leave, as an indefinite leave to remain, you now have to stay for another 5 years before you can now be applying to be a citizen, that to have the passport. So you have to start to become a citizen, minimum of 15 years. You have to be in the UK. Like, you have to be in the UK for like 15 years by Auntie Kemi's rule. Auntie Kemi, please, whatever they have done to you, forgive them. I'm pleading on their behalf. Like 15 years. Your mom just went there to give birth and came back, and then you became a citizen. Now that rule or that law is no longer there, we agree. But hey, the bridge that you've passed, you want to burn it. What's wrong now? Okay, for a minute, I just want to think, is it that the immigrants in the UK, because I had never heard her talk about the positive contribution that the immigrants are making in the UK. She doesn't. Is it that the immigrants in the UK don't contribute positively to the economy of the UK? Because while I understand that everybody have the right to protect their borders, but those who are already in, are you saying that there is nothing they do right? That if you have to make a speech of of 10 minutes. You can't even find anywhere you would slot in the good things that immigrants have done. If there is nothing immigrants have done, then that means there's nothing good you have done too. So that means that if you want to ask for their vote, they should look at you very well to cast their vote for you. Because forget, you are an immigrant. You are an immigrant that you got their citizenship. Your parents are not British, so let's not mix it up here. Your parents are not. So just like everyone else who traveled to the UK and got a citizenship, that's the way your parents traveled there and gave you citizenship. And the way that Nigerians are not even the highest immigrants. I think it's India. But whatever Auntie Kemi does, it comes from the anger of her stay in Nigeria. So her anger looks like it's channeled towards Nigerians. The prime minister that was there before this present one, he is Indian, of Indian origin. Yeah? No day did we hear him talk down on India. Even when India has the highest immigrants in the UK. He didn't. His duty was just to the UK British citizens, and he did his job. And if he's talking about immigrant, he's talking about everybody. But you see, Auntie Kemi's own, you can easily read through the lines that he's talking about Nigerians. It's like Nigerian police, you will send emissaries to the UK to go and personally beg this woman. Because that are brother's shoes that you guys stole. You see what is the brother's shoe that you stole. See what is causing for everybody. Because it's like everybody will collect at this rate. I just want to believe that the immigrants, they too, they have contributed to the UK economy. Talk about it sometimes, Auntie Kemi. Talk about it. It wouldn't hurt you or your campaign or whatever it is. Talk about it. They have, as a matter of fact. Because if they haven't, that means you haven't as well. Talk about it. It's not only we will drive, we will pursue, we did, like as if it's all bad. Immigrants, they've never done anything right. Auntie Kemi, Zukwanike, rest. Okay? You see, back to African leaders. You see, everybody around the world is tightening their borders. They are all shutting their borders. From the UK to the US to Canada, everybody is bringing out stringent measures to safeguard, to guide their borders. And who are the first people they are guiding against? Africans. Yes, whether you like it or not, because we are the ones running away from our continent. We are the one running like there is something bad happening in our continent. And yes, maybe there is. The economy. Nobody will leave a place of plenty to a place where they are talking down on them, they are disrespecting us, talking down on us, chasing us like we are beggars who came to their country, chasing us back to our countries. Our leaders, you see this disrespect, African leaders, you are the ones bringing it to us. You are the ones bringing this disrespect to us. If you put make our continent right, Auntie Kemi's mother wouldn't have gone to give birth to Auntie Kemi 45 years ago in the UK. She would have stayed in Nigeria to give birth to her. Because that is why she's indirectly, I'm thinking in her head, she looks like, she's feeling like she's British. She's feeling like she has their color. I just pray that one day somebody will not remind her who she really is in that UK. So you see, back to African leaders. You guys have been the ones that have brought us to this level where look how they are putting your citizens on the plane and sending everybody back. Like it's really sad. How much more do you people want to happen before you start repairing the continent? Everybody who is going to the UK, trust me, people who are going to every other countries, there is no foolish person who will leave a place where things are okay, security-wise, politically, economically, socially. Nobody will live where things are going on well. At least economy first, because let me even not say so much of security. Yes, Nigeria have security issues, but you see, UK have security issues. America have security issues. So you might be running from in Nigeria, maybe one security issue. Another one, you come and meet another one in America. You go and meet another one in the UK. You go and meet another one in Canada. You go and meet another one in everybody have their issues, security wise. But people can maneuver security issues if economy is right. Trust me. People can try to maneuver. Why do I say it? Because sometimes a good economy reduces crime rates. So if economy is right, somehow crime can reduce. I'm using this to say that our leaders, you guys need to wake up. You guys need to wake up because even as people are running away, they are sending them back to you people. They're sending them back to you people. Why? Because you people have decided not to take developing your countries seriously. Because if you are, what doesn't Bali from Auntie Kemi, we will not get it. We will not. As a matter of fact, they will be queuing to get visas to come to Africa. Trump on this on one hand is gotten funding from Africa because they are giving us aids all the time, giving us sending funds to Africa. Canada is saying that they want to reduce the amount of people. Now the Canada route to immigrate to Canada itself is so tight, it's so stiff now that people are not even qualifying anymore. Even the UK that Auntie Kemi is talking, do you know how much you will liquidate of your property to go to the UK? Like some people will liquidate, by the time they finish liquidating their property, they have almost like 100,000, 100 million naira to move to the UK. And you tell them, if you have this kind of money, why are you going to the UK? But I tell you, some of those things, a lot of people have liquidated, so this, borrow this to raise that money. Okay, if they decide to say, let's stay in Nigeria to invest. You will buy this land today and invest. Tomorrow, government will come and tell you that land is government land. We've heard stories now. Go and see how they are destroying people's investments in Lagos, in different parts of the country, saying that they built on government land. And these people will show you papers, they will show you their C of O, they will show you everything, that they acquired from the government, and government will still come and bulldoze, destroy everything. So you see, our homes are not in order. That's why people are running away. People don't mind even going through the most dangerous route to Europe. That is why people like Auntie Kemi them, they'll be looking at us, especially when she knows where she's coming from. But let's pretend like we don't know. We really need to get things right in our continent, Africa. Really. Because we can't continue like this. We can't. People can't just be talking to us like this. No. No. African leaders, you guys really need to sit down and chart a new course for the continent. The time is now. The time is now. If there are no signs to show you that, this time that everybody is shutting their borders should tell you that the time is now. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's continue to build this community. Thank you, and I see you again soon.